Hi all, welcome to my kitchen. Today is Monday, it's June 19th. This is Cooking with Joel. I have been taking time off, and the reason I'm taking time off, if I start coughing through the video, you're going to figure out really fast why I'm taking time off. For those of you that live in the Midwest states or even the Eastern states and watch my videos, it's been very, very smoky and very hazy. And the reason is where I live in the Chicago metropolitan area, or the Chicagoland area, we're getting the smoke from the wildfires in Canada, and it's just been lingering because we have had no rain for quite some time now, that my allergies and my asthma have gone haywire. So I took all of last week off. From here on out, I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break and not do day-to-day videos until I feel much better. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of videos. We're going to do a couple of gardening videos. I do have a lot harder time breathing when I'm outside versus in the air conditioning. You can kind of hear my voice crack and stuff, and that's what's going on with me health-wise right now. So, and that's why you're not seeing a lot of videos right now. As to my hair, yes, it's still blue. I did not do this. My hairstylist did this. It came out really nice. It's really incredibly hard to maintain. So you might see a change coming up in the next month. I'm going to go see him in the month of July and figure out what we should do with my hair. I'm getting blue over everything, and it's almost impossible not to get blue on something that's white. Matter of fact, if you looked at my pillow upstairs, it's blue from my hair. So that's another change that will go over, or you'll see in the coming weeks. Anyway, let's get back to basics. We're going to make some chicken wings tonight, but we're not going to do them in the oven. It's going to be in the 80s for the next several days. Actually, for the next week here. And we're going to do them on the grill. But we're not going to do them on a grill as in a grate. We're going to use a rotisserie with a basket tonight. And with this, my husband's going to whip up some salads. There's not really much that you can serve with chicken wings. You can certainly do French fries. I don't have any potatoes. We're still watching my husband's potassium levels. So that's going to be our meal for tonight. Is going to be chicken wings, salad. You can certainly do a stuffing if you want. You could do a coleslaw. You could do almost any type of side dish that you want to serve with wings. But wings on the grill are very, very good. Now, if you don't know what a rotisserie is, if you go to any of your grocery stores, you'll actually see rotisserie chicken if your grocery store has a rotisserie chicken department. And that's what we're going to use. The one that I use is the Commander Joe, and it's meant for the Commander Joe grills. But the Big Green Eggs are so similar to the Commander Joes that they're uniformly, you can use them for both grills. Just make sure your dimensions match that of the Commander Joes, and it usually will tell you that it also can be used for the extra large eggs. So we're going to do that. Normally, I tell you, take your wings out, let them get to room temperature. You don't have to do any of that. The prep work is fairly simple, and we'll go over that in probably about an hour from now. They should take about an hour to cook. I'm shooting dinner for about 6:30 to 6:45. So, we'll start the grill in a little while, and we'll get cooking. Okay, hi all. Welcome to my kitchen. we're gonna get started with grilling the chicken wings. I've lit the big egg, and you can see it in the background with the lid. I'll try to point it, it's right there, with the lid opened. I just lit it a couple of minutes ago, so it needs a little bit of time to actually get stabilized. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get all of the components that we need. My husband wants to get out of the way. I need to get all of the components to do these chicken wings. So I have my chicken wings. They're rinsed and they're dry. We're going to keep them off to the side. You want to keep paper towels handy because you're going to need to pat them dry once again before you season them. And we're going to be using olive oil, but I'm also going to do a swamp venom rub on them to give them a little bit of a kick when it comes to doing those. So, let me face you towards the door as I get started. I will try hard not to cough or take too deep a breaths filming this, but today's one of those days where my asthma is just playing hell with my lungs. So you definitely need a power cord when you use the rotisserie, and the reason being is the rotisserie motor will require electricity. So I'm going to get all of that stuff squared away. I'll show you as we prepare the meal how we're going to do this. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, and I'm back. Everything is heating up. You want to get your grill to about 400 to 450 degrees. Don't go more extreme with the wings, because if you start going into the 500 or 475 to 500 category, you're going to have very burnt wings, and you want nice and crispy wings. So it's going to take my grill about 15 minutes to fully heat up. In the meantime, let's start preparing the wings to go on the grill. And like I said, you want to have paper towels handy. And a cookie sheet's always a good idea. You don't have to have it. And I'm going to move you guys on this side so you guys can kind of see this. Oh, I thought my husband was going to ask me something. So you just want to make sure you get most of the moisture off of the wings. A lot of times when people do this on the grill and they're like, my wings are not crispy. Well, if they're wet, they're not going to crisp up. They need to be dry to go on the grill so that you have a nice crispy chicken wing. And you might be wondering, well, if you're going to put olive oil, won't that make it wet? Well, yes and no, but olive oil actually will help the browning of the wings, and it'll also help crisp up the wings. So what we're going to do is we're going to, don't need to use that big of a bowl, is get a smaller bowl. Yeah, this is a good, oh, that's a dirty bowl. Actually, I'm just going to do them on the plate. So what we want to do after we've dried them is you're just going to, and you're not going to use a lot of olive oil. You're just going to use a little bit of olive oil. And you're just going to coat the wings so that the wings are covered in olive oil. And you're not going to go nuts with it because, like I said, you don't want the wings to be that wet. Okay, so those are pretty coated, maybe a little bit more olive oil. And always when doing raw chicken, and I've done this multiple videos, make sure that you use one particular surface, and when you're done, make sure you wash your hands with a good soapy water for at least 20 seconds, and that will kill any bacteria that the chicken may or may not have. You definitely don't want to take a chance with chicken getting you sick. So now that that's done, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the rub on it. And this is going to be a little bit different than when I do, say I do the steaks or the pork chops or the lamb chops, is you don't have to have the rub go all over the meat in a thick way that you would do for a steak or chops. And again, since I touched the wings, I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, so now that that's done, now the rotisserie that I have, I had to buy a basket that fit the rotisserie, because the rotisserie is actually meant for doing boneless pork shoulders, chicken, turkey, you can use on the rotisserie. For wings, it's a little bit different because they won't fit on a rotisserie. You have to have them in a basket. And I'm going to go grab that. And it's a separate purchase. This is what they call a Napoleon basket. And this is used, you can use it for vegetables and for smaller other things. But it works perfectly with the chicken wings. Now, the one thing you are going to want to do is you're going to want to oil your basket. And you're going to do this every time you use it. It also will make cleaning the basket much easier afterwards. You're going to let it soak in soapy water for half an hour to an hour and then wash it. It'll be really easy. So again, with your olive oil, you just want to soak a paper towel and you just want to rub the inside of the basket. And you're going to do this for both sides of the basket. You're going to do it for the top as well as the bottom. And this is just going to make the basket a non-stick basket so your wings are not adhering to the basket. I got a little bit of paper towel, so you want to be a little bit careful with how you do this. I'm going to just put a little bit more on it. And you're just gonna wipe it on there till it's got a nice coating of oil. And then you're going to start clamping your basket together. This part always takes me a little bit of practice. Okay, there we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place your wings into the basket. And then you're going to shut the lid. And unfortunately, sometimes I have a problem getting this to snap into place. It just kind of rests for some reason. And sometimes my husband has to come up and help with this, because sometimes this can be a little bit of a stubborn. There we go. Now it's clipped into place. And I just need to clip it. And that's what your wings should look like. Now, before we start putting them onto the grill, let's see what our temperature is getting at. And I'm going to start actually. Okay, I have a underneath. Let's see what this. I'm going to see what this is going to get at. I'm going to let it go all opened. Make sure the bottom opens. Oh yeah, it's starting to move now. So we're gonna give it a couple of minutes to heat up, because it's not that hot. It doesn't look that hot, but it is hot on the bottom. So we're gonna let it go for a few minutes. I'll be back in a couple of minutes to show you what we're gonna do next.